we've been discussing at great length this offensive situation for the Detroit Lions and just how bad that it is, which is amazing to me because they ran for over 200 yards yesterday, but still the offense was awful. And Dan Campbell took over the play calling from Anthony Lynn. And T-Foss, I was told that Anthony Lynn was some kind of savant, yet even though he was fired from the Chargers and that type of stuff, I was told he was an offensive savant. I guess that's not true.
Well, you have to understand, you get fed all kinds of garbage when you're dealing with the Detroit Lions. This coaching staff is the greatest coaching staff in the history of the NFL. Dan Campbell is motivating them. These assistants played the game so they know what's happening. I mean, this is every year you get this. You're told, you're fed garbage every year with this franchise. So, what you do is you observe. If you see something good, then you believe it. If you don't see it, then you believe that. That's the way you handle the Lions.
Yeah, it's just, for me, D-Mac, that is not a good sign. I will say that. Is, with Anthony Lynn, and that was the book on him, man. I remember, though, we had these shows in July and August. Oh, Anthony Lynn, man, he's a great play caller. I know he got fired from being a coach, but he's a great play caller.
Yeah, but is it the play call or the execution?
I look
more.
Can be true.
I look more at the quarterback when you don't have the execution. Obviously, running the ball and what Deuce Staley's done, and the running back. Even though at certain games we haven't run, but we've been behind most games, so we've had to sort of throw. So I think that you could see that running game can be an asset. I look at more I blame more Jared Goff for the lack of execution than I do the game plan. But again, I didn't play, so I don't know how much that goes into the play calling.
And I saw them call some innovative plays early in the season. I think at some point they said, you know what? That was a good play call. They can't execute. Forget it. We'll just go back to just slugging it up.
Terry, doesn't it look like more like they can't execute what they need to execute that maybe with the Chargers, right, Anthony Lynn with Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen and stuff like this, they could execute different plays. Dan Campbell comes as tight ends coach from New Orleans, where he has Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and stuff. You don't have that here. We wanted, Hawkinson to be that, but they focus on him and they're not scared of anybody else.
Cad Bain on our YouTube chat thread says, you guys are being harsh on Jared Goff. Give the man some time. Stop judging so quickly and actually elevate for future sequences. This is a rebuild year. And Cad, look, the bottom line is Jared Goff's a quarterback here next year too, Terry. He is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. We are too harsh on Jared Goff. We haven't given him enough time. Let me see. He was in L.A., and that franchise, a whole franchise gave up on him. So here, take him. We don't want him. Now he's coming here is garbage too. So that's 3 years of Jared Goff being pedestrian. How much more time are you supposed to give him?
Well, he's going to get another year because it's over $30 million a dead cap next year.
And you know who's going to be dancing next year? You, because they might get another number 1 pick.
Give it to me, Fish.
Right on. That's why the 9 of 34. We're not going to get to the 34. I
told you, Terry. This is a 2-year at minimum process.
But that guy, he deserves the Lions. He's still trying. Well, you're too hard on that quarterback.
And I'll tell you this, Terry, for that $30 million in cap space, that'll take care of this draft class, the next draft class, where you'll have 3 of 33. And if he's as bad as he has been so far, you'll be talking about 3 of 33 again. That'll take care of that draft class too.
Absolutely.
All of it.
Neal, I think what needs to be done, and people don't really understand or explain enough with the salary cap, with the dead money, with looking ahead to second contracts, right? Like you just said, $30 million can be spent on what? How many guys? 10? 10 guys, 15 guys,
depending
young
on
guys.
when you draft them, right?
You know what I'm saying? So when people say, just buy this guy out, get this, get that, what goes against the cap? Really, how contracts are worded out, how money stays on, enables you what you can do in the preseason. So, in saying that, it's not only about getting the draft class, it's about clearing out everything and the dirty garbage and getting rid of old stuff too, right? So
Yeah.
so it's like the cleanse. And to your point, Terry, that's when people make excuses or anything as far as Lions fandom, those are the Lions fans that you're talking about that deserve what they're seeing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of them out there.
No, there always is.
Now, here's the problem we have, ladies and gentlemen. You may be stuck with Jared Goff for 2 more years after this year. You know why?
But he's $10 million in dead cap the year after that too.
Right. The reason is you didn't draft a quarterback, and I think it's depleted now. I mean, you had Trevor Lawrence, you've had Trey Lance, you've had all these quarterbacks come out the last 3 years. The Lions are like, nope, we're good. Now, when you look at the quarterbacks, you're like, damn, this is the best one. Ritter's the best one, who lost his job, by the way.
Terry, you know what it's like? You ever been at the party and you're having a great time?
Oh, you've been at the party. You know that.
And you know the keg's almost empty, the music's bumping, everybody's dancing. You finish your cup, you go over to the keg, you fill your cup back up, you turn around, and the music's still going, but nobody's there. And you look down at the watch, and it's like 3:30. That's what the quarterback draft class is right now for this season. You don't know what happened. All you went to was you went to the fridge to get another drink, and came back, and everybody was gone. You know what I'm talking about. And you wonder what the hell happened.
I got a better one. You're at the party at 9 o'clock, and somebody offers you a drink. You're like, nah. I want to save myself. I'm going to get my first drink at 11 o'clock. So you go to the keg at 11 o'clock, you pour the sucker, and nothing but suds comes out. That's the situation the Lions are. All they got is suds now coming out of the draft. And that's not going to get you drunk or high or victories down the road.
Cut that right there. I want that one. That is a quote and a half. I agree.
No, it is.
Darn sudsy beer.
But again, though, and I'll remind you guys, because I know I haven't in a while, D-Mac, but I know you appreciate this. You've come to enjoy this. You like this. Trey Flowers, next year, $12.8 million in dead cap. He ain't going nowhere. So you have Goff at $30 million. You have Trey Flowers at $13 million. That's the reality, folks.
Thanks for, I thought we were trying to pump some tires and get a way to bring it back down to reality.
No, but again, I'm giving you guys a perspective.
To the point, right? To my point, what I brought up about the terms of the contract, right? So, in looking at Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, so this is when the 2 years go out, we might be sitting here going, we need one more year. But in that time, we should see progress in a team that should be able to win those games like last night, right?
That's why all I look at is this rookie class and what they're doing. That's all I look at. You even go Jeff Okudah next year's $11 million at dead cap space.
You forget about
$11 million in dead cap space. Guys, you see these numbers I'm throwing around here? There is no hope for next year. There's not. That's why the graphic says 9 of 34.
Yeah.
Because next year, guys, is a write-off too. It is, and I'm being Terry. Am I coming off as negative? Because I think it's the exact opposite.
Now, unfortunately, you're coming off as a realist. This is the reality.
But I have hope, though.
Okay, yeah, but it's a long-term solution. Short-term, forget about it. I know. I just hear people say, just got to go through 1 year of poverty. No. You got to go through 2 or 3 years of poverty if you're going to do this the right way. So you're just being a realist. We don't want to hear it, but it's the truth.
No, but Terry, I actually like the direction, though. I'll go back to it one more time. I feel like days like today, we kind of have to reset everything a little bit and kind of entrench our stance. With what I've seen from this organization, the commitment to draft capital, it looks as though they're trying to exercise some kind of fiscal responsibility. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll see like when the cuts start coming in and those types of things. But you go back to it, this whole draft class played yesterday and contributed. I'm cool with that. At limited financial resources being used on all the rookies. So for me, there's hope because of what they were able to do in the draft. Chances are they'll have 3 of the first 33 picks next year. They'll have 3 picks in the top 40 picks the following year. I know we got to keep coming back to it, folks. but that's what it is. It sounds harsh when I start throwing around all those numbers and the grim reality that is next year with the Trey Flowers at $12.5 million a dead cap, the Goffs at 30, the Akutas at 11. It sounds grim because it is, but in a weird way, I'm hopeful.
And you should be hopeful. But the problem is, in the short term, people don't understand. You've got to pay for the incompetence of William Clay Ford Sr. You've got to pay for the incompetence of Matt Millen. You've got to pay for the incompetence of Quinn Tricia. The bill is due, Terry. Right. These are village idiots. And when you allow them to stay for decades, it takes a long time to pay the piper. You can get it right, but you're not going to flip it like that.
No, because the bill continues to be due.
Oh, and the other thing, and you miss on all your second-round draft picks, too.
Well, that's the second
Then you didn't draft the quarterback when you should have. So now your quarterback for the future is either playing backup for the New York Jets or they're playing high school football now.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody in the chat thread right now is talking about the quarterbacks in this year's draft and all that kind of stuff. And I will point to the scouts into the draft department and Brad Holmes and all that. That's their bag. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. So again, I like the early returns of what they did in draft number 1. He's earned he had my trust going in based on what he was a part of before. He still has my trust for next year's draft. I'll leave it up to him. I will. And in the meantime, we're at 9-34. We're past the quarter pole, D-Mac.
Oh, Maz is the only one to be happy to hear that.
We're past the quarter pole, my friend.